This is Q Racing News, brought to you by the Bank of America Racing Challenge.
Los Alamitos has raised overnight purses for all of its American quarter horse races for 3-year-olds and up at 350 yards or more, to the tune of $1,000 per race. Racing Secretary Ron Church says the track wants to encourage races that are closer in length to the classic distance of 440 yards. He also points out that most of Los Al's stakes races are at 350 yards or more, so the new purse structure will benefit horses that are prepping for those stakes. Now, the track has also lowered purses by $500 for 3 and ups racing at 300 yards or less. Church says that in no case will an overnight for 3 and ups be under $5,000. The new purses take effect August 3rd, and there will be no changes to races involving 2-year-olds. Arapahoe Park near Denver, Colorado has gotten in on the act too. They've increased purses on all overnight races by $1,000 through the end of the meet. Racing Secretary Bill Powers says Arapahoe has seen a lot of full fields this season, and because of that, an increase in handle. In fact, handle's up 4% over last year. The meet closes August 19th with the $150,000 Grade 3 Mile High Futurity. The Association of Racing Commissioners International has directed its committees to develop a one-strike-you're-out proposal for licensees found to be responsible for putting substances in horses that endanger the horse. This would apply not only to licensed trainers, but also owners who fail to monitor their trainers and veterinarians. Under current RCI model rules, a license revocation recommendation doesn't apply until the second egregious violation. The California Horse Racing Board has revoked trainer Adon Farias's license for 2 years and fined him $25,000 after the urine samples from 6 horses in his care were found to contain zilpaterol. That's a beta-2 agonist typically used in livestock production to promote lean muscle growth, and it has no legitimate purpose in horse racing. These were Class 1 violations involving Class A penalties. Concerning a separate violation involving clenbuterol, the board suspended Farias an additional 6 months along with a $10,000 fine. These were Farias's first Class 1 violations. He previously had 5 Class 3 violations involving clenbuterol. The 2-day TQHA yearling sale wrapped up with more horses sold and higher gross receipts compared to last year, but the average price was off a bit compared to 2011. 262 heads sold for a total of $2.38 million. Viva Centascia was the high seller at $92,000, bought by Rick Crosby from Bob and Jerry Gaston. He's a first down dash colt out of the Grade 1 placed Mr. Jess Perry mare, Miss Centascia. Bobby Cox led all consigners with 17 head, totaling $332,000. First Down Dash was the leading sale sire with 2 head, averaging $86,000. You'll find all the hip-by-hip sale results at AQHA Racing's media partner, StallionEsearch.com. Retama Park hosted a pair of 6-figure graded stakes this weekend, and both resulted in winners going off at odds of 7-1. In the $400,000 restricted Grade 2 TQHA sale futurity, Cash Flow Cartel took an early half-length lead and maintained that to the wire with a 350-yard clocking of 17.612 seconds under Luis Vivanco. Her $178,000 share of the purse was nearly 8 times her purchase price at last year's TQHA yearling sale. And it was Antonio Carrizales' Jess Fly With Me closing late to prevail by a nose in the $147,000 Grade 3 Retama Park Derby in 19.704 seconds for 400 yards under jockey Santos Carrizales. It was the first stakes win for the Jess Fly colt, who earlier in the year took second in the Old South Derby at Delta Downs. Back on July 1st, J.D. Baccarat was disqualified from the Grade 3 High Easter Jet Handicap at Ruidoso Downs for interference. Now the New Mexico Racing Commission has reversed that DQ and restored the original order of finish. The horse's trainer, Paul Jones, was the person that made the appeal. So the order of finish is J.D. Baccarat in first place, a toss-up in second place, and Naconi in third place. Zia Park in Hobbs, New Mexico has a new track announcer. Jonathan Horowitz starts his new gig when the 2012 season opens on September 8th. The 27-year-old actually started announcing when he was 14, which is when he became the youngest person to have ever called a race at Los Alamitos. Horowitz will also write for the track program and conduct handicapping classes. Well, just a couple of weeks ago, the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame dedicated the displays of its 2012 inductees. The association this week announced the class of 2013, 5 people and 5 horses. Bill Brewer of Amarillo, Texas, Kenny Hart of Ruidoso Downs, New Mexico, Frank Merrill of Purcell, Oklahoma, the late Guy Ray Rutland of Independence, Kansas, and Greg Whalen of Clements, California. The horses are Philonik, Freckles Playboy, Ladybug's Moon, Miss O'Lean, and Poco Tivio. The induction ceremony will take place at next year's AQHA convention in Houston. And remember to book your room for the upcoming Challenge Championships at AQHA Racing Conference, October 24th through the 27th at Prairie Meadows. Head to AQHARacing.com for information. We'll soon post a complete event schedule for the races and the conference along with a registration form. But you can book your room right now, and we encourage you to do so as space at the Prairie Meadows brand new hotel and convention center is limited. We do hope to see you there. That's it for this week's Q Racing News. I'm Matt Darby in Amarillo, and I'll see you next time.
This is Q Racing News, brought to you by the Bank of America Racing Challenge.